Warning. This video contains adult language and is intended for a mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised. What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with the next episode of Educate and Dominate, that one-on-one interview series where we take some of the top names in the game and get their insights so we can bring your game to the next level. My next guest is a person that needs no introduction, a G3 Legend Rank player on the Arena side, and now a Legend Rank player on the Guild War side. So we got ourselves the one and only Scatfetis. How are we doing, sir?
What's up? Except I don't know how I feel about that introduction. I think you undersold a little bit, but just not to sound so full of myself, we'll keep it rolling. But yeah, happy to be back. Educate and Dominate, my favorite series on YouTube. ChildishPlays, shout out for supporting, allowing these interviews to happen or these discussions to happen, and getting kind of the word out there for all the other players to see what is going through our minds.
Exactly. And of course, if you guys have been keeping up on current events with regards to the community, the Reddit forums and whatnot, Scat has continuously hit that legend rank on the Arena side. And despite other people, out there just kind of doing everything for themselves, he's the one out there that's going out of his way to provide, the top end meta, giving you the ins and outs on what's going on so you can kind of keep up with it and see if you can, if you're up to the test to get up in that challenge. So my hat's off to you, sir. Your information is second to none, and I appreciate it as always.
Thank you. So should we jump right in?
I think we should jump right in. When we think about, your forte, it definitely comes on the Arena side. We spend a lot of time talking about the Arena defensive side on the previous video. So I kind of wanted to draw the user's attention to the offensive side. There's a lot of things that you've learned over the course of your time. What are some of the big things that you picked up along the way lately?
Yeah, so Arena defense, I think we've talked about a couple of times on this YouTube series, in addition to Reddit. And so what I wanted to do is take a moment to talk about G3 AO strategy. Okay. And there's a few things that I identify as like the criteria for G3 AO, aside from you little bitches that take out copper and you're like, fucking one-shotting everything at a time. Okay, so that may work for you, but in terms of G3 efficiency AOs is what I would like to focus on. And maybe there's, something resonates with you guys and being able to take the units you have and kind of conform it to one of these G3 AOs. And it's, I think AO is the most important aspect of the game right now. In the past, it used to be AD, but if you think of a top tier AD, it's really only going to get 30% win rate on a good week, and maybe you can flux up to 40% if you're lucky. But for the most part, your big improvement can happen on AO, and that's why I think it's important to talk about AO. Which we haven't done before, or at least I haven't done before on ChildishPlays' series. So the criteria for G3 AO is it must clear G3 defenses in under 45 seconds. Win rate has to be 90% or better, and it requires very little monster swapping. So if you're spending a lot of time editing your edit decks, then you're running the risk of human error of picking the wrong units and then getting a loss because of it, which can be backbreaking, I think, when you're going for that next level rank. And then the last is that an AO can successfully attack 75% of the players on your list. So you're not skipping the list too much, or you're not skipping the highest rated people on your list, which is really the most important part. Sometimes I'll skip the lowest rated people in the last hour because you're not getting as much point gain off of them, and you're taking a big chance by you could possibly RNG lose to one of them, right? Gotcha. So the first thing I want to talk about was, well, I guess I need to find an example. All right, so this is, first I'll call it the Big Bertha.
Yeah.
Big Bertha AO, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to, he has Orion too, though. Hold on, let me find somebody else. I'm just going to find somebody that I can walk through some of these examples with. All right, let's see if he has Wilrins. All right, so this is what I call the Big Bertha AO. essentially what you're doing is you're bringing 2 support units. In this case, it would be Leo Bernard, and you're relying on one massive DPS push. Okay, a lot of cases you need either a Lucian or like a Zeros or a neutral hitting target, so it kills all of the elements in the person's defense. And you're really investing everything you can into that one unit to power punch them, to kill 2 or more of their units on their defense, and that will guarantee success. If you're only killing one of their units on defense, there's still too much chance for RNG to make your AO less successful. Okay, so this is one variation. It's a really common variation. I'm sure you guys have seen my Lucian, by the way. It's like really shittily ruined. Okay, so the whole point of me doing this is to kind of go through the different builds live on stream. It's not for me to like brag about these numbers or anything. Okay. All right. So look, perfect. This stupid Kabila does not have. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
It's
Okay.
nice. Must be nice.
Look at that. Must be nice. All right. So your Lucian, if you're running this strategy, really should be hitting like 13K per card. Mine's gonna hit like 9K per card, and it's gonna be really embarrassing. Yeah, 9.8. That's really bad. Okay, his Sierra. So where this where this failed, first of all, if I lose to a Dark Lich on stream, I don't even know what I'm gonna do right now. Where this build failed is I didn't kill 2 of the units, right? That was part of the expectation, is you have to kill 2 units. Mm-hmm. And so he has a chance to RNG screw me right now because of it. So lesson learned on the Big Bertha build, you need to make sure you can kill 2 units. I think I'm still going to win, but it's a lot closer than it needed to be. I'm going to hit autoplay here. So the pros for this comp is that you can pretty much guarantee you'll win the speed war because you can bring 2 gauge boosters like a Megan Bernard, for example, or you can bring like a speed leader or buffer. So I feel like the risk that you're going to get outsped or lose some interruption war is pretty low with this comp. Also, you can avoid Nemesis because you're one-shotting most of the team, right? Or at least half of the team. So even if they get a heal off, who cares? So the one con to this is that your super Big Bertha DPS needs to be able to kill 2 units. So if they have a lot of water units and your Big Bertha unit is Zeros, I mean, hey, what do you think is going to happen, right? It's not going to be successful. Let me see if I can run a different comp now.
While you're getting that set up, I got a question for you with regards to it. We were talking about the, trying to get your attacks done in 45 seconds or whatnot, and trying to be able to clear 75% of your list. Now, while I think that is perfect, where do you go on the argument of refreshing the list and making sure that you're always getting that higher person up on the rank? Keep on refreshing so you can keep on moving up the scale. I'm talking about hitting about those bottom 2 units or bottom 2 people on the list.
I think, when do you refresh your list?
Right. So you're saying 45 seconds for a fight, and every 2 minutes you can refresh. Do you take that advantage of refreshing so you can see a higher ranked player, or do you still work on that list to reduce the time? What do you do?
I would refresh the list now, but that's if you're going for legend. It's different than when you're going for G3. When you're going for G3, you just hit the highest people on your list, hit 3 of them or so, and make sure that they're a little bit higher ranked than you or similar rank, and then refresh. And you can just look at your points versus their points to understand where they're positioned. And your list is going to be the most up to date compared to your actual ranking and what you think their ranking is. So look at the points. And if you're going for legend, there's nothing you can do but go for the person with the highest value points on your list, and understand that if you leave a trail of tears of people that you busted and that you raped a bunch of low level players, guess what? They know who you are, and they're going to revenge you, and they're going to revenge you at a really low rank because you just walked, you just buried them in the dirt, and then they're going to be on like some losing streak. So you don't want to leave. You have to balance your revenge trail with your AO strategy. You can't just like go for all the easy targets all the time. It's not going to be effective, especially if these players grow some balls and start revenging. All right. So what I'm going to try to do here, I feel like his Orion's going to outspeed my Bernard because my Bernard has TOA runes. All right, but I'm going to just go through this anyways. So double Lucian, this is a strategy that has existed since the beginning of the game. It's slot 2 speed Lucians, okay? The point of this build is it's really clearly Bernard Seek and 2 Lucians. Ideally, you would have one Lucian on Despair or whatever, and the second Lucian would be on Will Runes. And the reason why the second Lucian is on Will Runes so that if there's a Nemesis stun due to a Veramos, that he's protected and you can still get off your turn, okay? What's great about this comp is it's really good against mid-range comps without speed leaders, and it'll wreck through fire units. It really doesn't matter. And what's really nice is the risk of interruption is really low because you're speed tuning everything very tightly between your Lucians. The only issue I think is when you're up against a stall meta or like heavy stall. Look, so there's no reaction. He doesn't really have a Nemesis healer. My card damage is low, but it doesn't matter because I get 2 of them. Right? I mean, this is pretty easy peasy. That was fast. Right. Some people use Megan instead of Seek. I prefer Seek because he helps give you some extra game against fire units. Oh, that was one of your guildies. What's up, brah? What's up, Epic Fat? What's up, Epic Fat? My family over here. So that comp is it's really fast clears. It's really good against mid-range teams. It's really good when you know that you can outspeed them with your Bernard and they're not running a speed leader. It's one of the fastest teams you can possibly run on AO, and it's probably one of the most. I mean, it's fairly friendly to build if you get 2 Lucians, I guess. But I mean, this game's been out forever. You don't got 2 Lucians yet? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, Comptos is not being nice to you, shoot.
Yeah. Now this team I've showed before. This is the bomb team. This is like the luxury comp. This is like you used all your American Express charges and you got everything, and now you're living the high life. The reason why you could only run a bomb team if you have A, Sierra, and B, Tiana. The reason why you don't want to run this without Tiana is because there's already an RNG layer added by your bombs being able to get resisted. You don't want to have to then deal with Tiana getting, like your Dispeller getting resisted on top of your bomb getting resisted. It's too much RNG. You're better off with a 4-man Will AO, which I'll show later. So I think bomb teams are particularly effective against, well, you know, maybe if they're not running any Will runes, you don't need Tiana. Okay, that's one example. But I think bomb teams are particularly effective against stall defenses and defenses that have a lot of different elements because you don't glance. Defenses that have just really high HP. Oh my god, that was so epic fail. But how much HP does this Camilla have? So if my bomb didn't get resisted, I would have double bombed the Camilla because you want to make sure you can pop her on the first go. And I liked using Galleon because it helps Sierra get some extra damage off on her 3rd skill, which is really high scaling. My Sierra has triple attack runes. And so I think one other option you can do is instead of Galleon, you use Megan. And in those cases, you'll use Megan if you're worried about your speed timing, or if you're a little bit worried about your survivability. If you're not using Dover, maybe you're using a different bomber that doesn't have CC in its kit, then Megan can really help you with that defense buff. Also, Megan gives you a lot of game against the Water Fairy King, which is the new breakout star unit in this meta. Really the only change I think that I would be making if I was creating a new AD guide, because that AoE effect just does a lot of damage. And you having Megan's defense buff up when you're killing the Fairy King really helps you survive that damage.
Gotcha. Okay. And with regards to your particular comp, you know, we talked about the importance of Tiana and kind of taking away that RNG factor. For some of the mid to late game, we won't say end game, but mid to late game, you know, they probably, let's say they got a Sierra, they got another bomb or whatnot. They don't have Tiana. We got a couple of different dispellers out there, you know, as far as ones that are easy to attain. But which one would be your kind of go-to as far as the one to choose if they don't have a Tiana or like a Triton?
I was gonna say Triton. Now, I really like Soha because water DPS is really hard to get on AO. Aside from like Alicia and Water Fairy King and a couple other Nat 5 options, and I really like everyone already knows about the Wind Brownie, right? I
Right.
mean, that's another option. And then you could even use like Light Inferno. That's also another dispeller. Um, I think the criteria on dispellers is really low because I mean, it has a basic job of just making sure it dispels, and it's just a support unit. So I don't think it's necessary to have a Tiana. Tiana helps remove the RNG aspect, helps give you a gauge boost to work on speed timing. No doubt it's the best dispeller in the game. But I mean, I used to run a 4-man really slow AO team without Tiana, and I was using Triton. And I mean, you could theoretically put any unit in its place. It's just I happened to get Triton, so I was using it as a dispeller.
Right.
Now, what I'm gonna try to do, here's the deal. My Triton is not speed tuned right now because I use Tiana, obviously.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm gonna try to pick some slow units and show you guys what happens when you run a 4-man will team. Now, a 4-man will team, the build is 2 AOE units, Galleon, which can be fairly tanky, and a dispeller. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the basic recipe. This unit, for me, I think this is gonna have the best. It's the best team for your viewers, and this is actually the AO that Clay and I worked on, and mostly Clay, but it was a recommendation that our guild made to him. Is you really want to build this. This is the team that kind of took him to that G3 level.
Right.
Okay. Wait, where the heck's my Triton? I got too much shit. I'm not even prepared. I'm so unprofessional. What's going on?
Gosh.
God. All right. All right. So this is. I used to call this Sharknado when I thought it was cool, but now I think I'm less cool. All right. So no, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Let's just try it. Whatever. Who cares, right? Okay.
YOLO,
So
YOLO.
this is the team. I'm gonna be a really, so all your units have will. Okay. Their second builds really are just unit specific on whatever you want to bring. Um, the point here is that you're able to give up turn 1 and you're absorbing some minor damage, whether you're using shield and will runes to absorb that damage or whether or not you have tanky substats in your units. And you want to make sure that you let me just make sure he's at plus 105. He's faster, so let me use my slow Galleon. I have 2 Galleons. Man, I should have set this up beforehand. This is going to be an epic fail, though, so it's probably going to make people laugh. All right, so
there you go.
The basic context is you want 2 AoE DPS so that if one dies to like a Theomars, you still have 1 more DPS to speed clear. So I think I have a slow unit I could run. This one I think is slow. And let me try, oh God, I'm going to use like Theomars or something just because I don't have any other team that's speed tuned for this comp. All right, let's use whatever. All right, we're just going to use this. It's not going to be speed tuned. What's supposed to happen is your dispeller goes first, Galleon goes second. I think that's obvious. The whole strategy here is that you can bring 2 different type of elemental DPS. Now, worst case that could happen
Yeah.
is that your Galleon gets CC'd.
Got him.
Oh my God. That is by far the worst case that can happen is your Galleon gets CC'd. This guy wasn't even running. Oh my God. Is he gonna die? Please die. Oh, damn! Fire assassin! Or I mean, dark assassin.
Just a little off there.
All right. So you get the idea. Now, I would take this team into all the dispellers in the world. I know a lot of people are scared to do that. I think if you play your odds, you'll realize how often dispellers and enemy defense derps and really just take the gamble, honestly. And I used to do that when I was going for Legend with this comp, and people were like, well, how do you deal with the fact that Praha dispels you? And it's like, 90% of the time she was derping anyways, or if she did, I mean, what are the odds that she's going to stun everybody, right? I mean, it's really low, and so if you get it, as long as your Galleon's not stunned, maybe you build some resistance on him, then you're good. Am I still going to lose this?
I don't know.
Damn. Okay.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
God. All right. Whatever. You guys get the point. If I had it better speed tuned, I can recreate the same team using Tiana, which is my team that I use because I have Tiana and it's speed tuned. Now here, this is the 4-man will comp with Tiana. The reason why I use Xerath and Poseidon is I think water and fire DPS units tend to address most defenses. I prefer AoE DPS that have heavy CC associated with them to help deal with Nemesis. So in my case, it's Poseidon, who's also an attack power leader. And if you're using a mirror, maybe you want to use Tyrone. A mirror is a different variation, which is probably more of a Big Bertha build. But I think the goal with your 4-man will team is to bring 2 DPS units that have a lot of CC in their kit as well to kind of help catch you up. Okay, so whatever, who cares? I lost my Tiana, doesn't really matter, right? Anyways, let's talk about a different team. But I think this 4-man will team, and Clay is really smart because he did his own variation on it. He basically, against certain teams that he knows are low on will, instead of bringing a Dispeller, he'll bring a Darien with shield and will, and he'll absorb a lot more damage that way, and then he'll still get his Galleon, Tosi, Xerath combo off, which I thought was like an innovative way to kind of make it his own strategy. And so I think you can do that with your Dispeller. You can put double shield will and give yourself some more survivability against the random Theomars violent procs.
Right, but I mean, with regards to particular setups, I mean, most people are going to be running will. I'm assuming that you're not going to try to run that in a Chloe comp or something like that. That's going to have 2 turns of immunity.
I think it depends where you're at. So in
sure.
G2 you see a lot of Chloe, a lot of will runes. G3 you see much less will runes
because
in G3 we're all under the assumption that Tiana players are farming us.
Yeah, you mean much less will runes or much less Chloes? You mean in G3?
There's no Chloes in G3.
That's what I'm saying. You said will runes.
It's rare, but I'm saying the use of will runes is pretty low in G3.
Okay.
High end G3, top 10, top 15. Yeah. But that's not everybody we're talking to right now, right? So, but in the interim, I would just recommend. You're going to need a Dispeller, or if they only have will runes on 1 unit, can't you still kill 2 of their other units on their defense? If you can, then don't even bring a Dispeller. Who cares? They only got 1 unit left with a will rune on it that you can't Galleon or kill or bomb or whatever. Then you'll still clear them fairly quickly. Gotcha. So 1 will rune is not enough of a deterrent as long as on your turn you can nuke 2 of their other units on defense. So just don't overestimate the power of will runes in Arena. Where they have the most power is in Guild Wars. Okay.
Gotcha.
What's a lot scarier in Arena is Nemesis, and that's where you'll see a lot of the top 10, top 15 players runing with Nemesis with RNG resistance substats, more so than using will runes that they know are going to get Tiana'd off anyways, because there's a lot of top 15, top 20 players with Tiana on their AO, and if you don't plan for them, then you're just going to lose.
Right.
So, the only other AO that I can quickly talk about that I don't have here, and we can probably move on to live PvP, that I don't have built for you guys. If you get lucky and you have a lot of Lucians, or if you get lucky and you have a lot of, let's say someone's running a super tanky comp, okay, this guy is not going to be a good example, but let's do it anyways. You bring Galleon and 3 DPS, or you bring Megan and 3 Lucian. So let's say they're bringing Rena, Camilla, Ariel, or something like that, something with very low threat but super tanky. Then just drop your support units, bring 3 DPS, and just try to aggressively handle the team rather than bringing some support units, some DPS, and then they stall you out.
Gotcha.
Okay, this is like. So look, this is the perfect example of a 4-man will team, right? This is what I call kind of my intent was not to show, I was just trying to show bringing 3 DPS, but he has a Dispel unit. Look, it had no effect on me. If I was a wuss and I didn't attack this guy, then I would have missed out on getting points off his defense just because I was worried about his Dispeller 4-man stunning me. But the net effect that it had on my team was so minimal, right? Mm-hmm. It's like that unit did nothing.
Right.
Look. So really consider, and he even started off with 3 will runes. Don't overestimate your opponent's defense. Like, don't create this magical kind of Christmas land of events that has to happen for them. Just kind of call their bluff, essentially, and just face roll into it. And more often than Not your DC.
Uh-oh.
Not your DC, I
No.
guess.
I think that probably the biggest thing now, with regards to the game and where it's moving, is that live PvP. They brought it in for a little test and they took a little break, and now they brought it back. So, when it comes to live PvP, you've definitely done your fair share of testing with your guildies, with other top players or whatnot. As far as your clutch units out there, what are some of the fun units that you've been playing around with, and why?
Are we gonna fight each other?
Oh, you want to fight? You want to fight me, sir?
Yeah,
Are you ready?
about it, or are we just gonna?
Well, that's fine. We'll show it in the live format. So let's go ahead, and we got ourselves the legendary Scatfetis. It's time to go ahead and challenge this guy. So, first and foremost, with regards to live PvP, you got a couple of teams that you kind of wanted to test and whatnot. What do you kind of want to go?
How'd you win first pick?
Rage. Because I'm the greatest. Because I'm the greatest. Don't worry, I'll let you pick. I'll let you pick your Orion, sir. Don't worry, I'll let you pick your little Orion.
Don't let me do anything. You better win.
You better win. All right.
You're picking that. All right. So I think this. There's 3 different strategies in live PvP, and honestly, any nuance you guys can define is going to be not worth defining. So my point is there's mid-range teams that have semi-healing, semi-support, a lot of CC. A lot of like units that do a ton of things. Like for example, the light brownie is a speed leader, also a dispeller, also a defense breaker. Ratash is a defense breaker, a healer, provoker. I mean, the mid-range strategy is just like your toolkit units that do everything.
Right.
All right, so you're not going to be bringing DPS. I see.
Yeah, I'm going to be bringing DPS. What are you talking about? Is it not obvious? So rule number 1 in the Scatfetis School of Teaching: don't make your team pick it pretty obvious. That's a good argument for discussion there. When it comes to setting up your team, we're always thinking about, oh yeah, I want this unit, I want that unit, whatnot. Is there a way of setting up your team without projecting exactly what you're doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So first, just to finish my last point. There's the mid-range strategy. There's the speed team, which you're bringing like your Bernard, Tiana, Orion, whatever, and in Galleon, possibly in the DPS, where you're just trying to one-shot them. And then the other team is Bruisers, which is your typical like Guild Wars. I bring Beast Monks. I bring like Camilla. I bring all this other stuff. So, oh my God, this is not the team I wanted to bring at all. I was gonna go YOLO DPS.
Yeah, well, I kind of screwed up too. It's all good.
You didn't bring any DPS.
Yeah. See, you haven't seen how my units are ruined, so you better watch out.
I don't know if that Ariel is just gonna come out with like a 40k. The Ariel is gonna start nuking shit. But so I think, or maybe the Dark Vagabond is what you're relying on. So what I do against teams when players pick really support heavy units, I just ban their DPS. If they bring really DPS heavy units, I just ban their support units, right? You just kind of ban their weakness. Now, I'm a little annoyed because he banned my Sylvia. And
right.
On play stream, I was like, how are you going to ban my Sylvia? All the viewers want to see Sylvia in action. They want to see her take multiple turns and like wreck face. But the team I'm running now is like I changed my course of events because I saw how tanky he was picking. Originally, I was going to try to cleave him. So Tiana's really awkward right now. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't even know what I'm going to do right now, but let's just do this, I guess. Double gauge. But in terms of like corner picking, first pick, I mean, let's be real right now. And I think first pick is a really large advantage. And I think in order to not telegraph a strategy, you definitely want to first pick Orion. Because Orion works into all 3 of those different bucket strategies. If you're really tanky, he still gauge buffs, gives you some mobility, makes it so your team's not super slow. Also has the advantage of disabling the enemy opponent, which is good in any of those 3 different buckets, whether you're running mid-range, bruiser, or speed team. So I think Orion for me is the most powerful unit in live PvP, and I would always snap first pick it. Now you can kind of knowing your opponent, if you know that they like to cleave, or if they, you can kind of force pick by allowing them to have all the support units first, like Bernard, Tiana, Orion, and then if you want to go super tanky because you're sitting on like a Hua Dam, a Mali, or Camilla or something like that, I think that would be how you kind of steer somebody into a different direction. When I was fighting against lower level players initially, what I would used to do is I know every player has Theomars, so I would steal Theomars from them and force them to come up with other DPS. And it's kind of rude, right? But then they would get stuck with these second tier DPS, and their team kind of falls apart. So I'll also know if I'm fighting lower tier players, they'll tend to rely really heavily on Verimos, Chloe, Chasoon. So I'll just steal those options away from them and kind of punish their over reliance on specific units. Um, so that's kind of like if I'm just beating up on these guys. But in terms of the higher end, like the top 10 players, I think people start to develop personalities and what they like to do. And usually what they do in arena is kind of a hint at how they play the game. So you can kind of take a guess. Well, if maybe I'm fighting Burke, he's going to try to Lucian my ass. So let me just last pick, two fire units that just make it hell for him.
Right, and I mean that's kind of when it comes out. The same thing you kind of do in the arena. You're playing the player, not the game. You see how they set up, and you just eventually know how they play, and just do what you got to do to counter them. So
Yeah. So this is I think your issue here is you didn't bring any DPS.
I know, I know. You haven't. I guess you haven't seen enough of the stream yet. We have made it very clear that my choice of units is not too great. Now, mind you, my aerial is built a little bit differently that has more defense, but people wouldn't see that because you got yourself 2200 defense on every single unit you own there. But yeah, no, he's
And what's nice about Guild Wars is it's bringing new life to defense runes because with the HP nerf that happens after so many rounds, HP scaling units really fall off really freaking hard. They do almost no damage if the match goes long. Whereas if you have a defensive scaling unit, your survivability is really high, and you oh my god, that aerial better freaking die.
I think
The
it is. You're good.
okay, good. So defense is kind of king in live PvP counter to what regular arena. So you want to think more about defense as a stat in live PvP than you would in other areas of the game. I just hit autoplay, so Tiana's just being stupid. But I think that's what's exciting about this game format is we get to bring some of our best defense runes to life, and really kind of I mean, they've been sitting in storage for so long now, right? And,
Yep.
and really, they only had a place on AO. But now I think the main stat defense runes can move beyond PvE content and can start to surface in your live PvP units.
Gotcha. So, now that you're talking about the HP and defense units and kind of mixing it up, what has probably been one of the most interesting teams that you have fought in the real time arena versus your team or versus your opponent out there that have mixed and matched their runes that kind of caught you off guard and want to give a hats off to? What do you think?
Well, let me just say what's backbreaking. Every time you ask me a question, I always like revert to Nat fives because I'm so. I'm like the pay to win. I just assume everybody has them. What I was thinking about was I think all the Dragon Knights are so freaking scary in this game format. All the Dragon Knights, they're so scary just from the standpoint of Chow can one shot anything. He's so tanky. If you're not cleaving and or if you are cleaving and he survives, you're just screwed. The Fire Dragon Knight hits everything and stuns everything. It seems like, and so these kinds of units are just uh, are really I don't think they were that important in regular arena, and now
Hmm.
they're just power units in live PvP. So the other one that I think everyone's already kind of noticed, but maybe not all your viewers have, is the Dark Serpent.
Hmm.
Is a AoE defense breaker. Defense breaking is really hard to get on live PvP units. It's amazing that he has defense break and max HP damage as well and a slow. His kit's perfect and he removes beneficial effects. So I think what surprised me the most about live PvP is how little importance immunity is. I used to think immunity was just going to be king all the time, but there's a lot of nice dispel options that I don't think it's as critical or as important as I thought it would be. So what I'm trying to do with this comp, this is what I call like a cleave comp. But if you do have Tiana or if you don't have Tiana, I mean, the way that I set up this team is no matter who he bans, I'm going to have at least one DPS, one gauge buffer, one defense breaker, and one dispeller. It doesn't matter any of these 5 combinations of units that he bans. I will always have the one DPS and I will always have the gauge buffer, and what I just said. Now, the tricky part is if he bans a DPS and he swings really hard on one element, then it foils the strategy entirely. And then I have to try to ban out that element so that I don't get screwed, right? But here, I think Dragon Knight's the scariest to me. I was either going to ban Theomars or the Dragon. Beast Monks are not so scary as long as I can land CC. Mm-hmm. He has no gauge buffers, really. I don't think his Firebrand is going to be faster than mine. So I'm just going to go roll with Zeros attack power. And we'll see if I can get Zeros to disable this motherfucker.
Nice. I'm sure you'll do just fine. For me to have any,
I don't know.
Yeah, nervous. Right.
I'm so nervous. What's gonna happen? Oh no! All right, so Tiana gauge buff, kind of redundant. I always assume they're gonna ban either Orion or Tiana if they're trying to counter speed. That's why I did both. All right. Oh, I didn't stun the unit I wanted to stun, so that was a sad day.
Well, you got a stun there, so.
Oh my god, and you got Violent Pride. I'm totally effed. That's it. So effed. Wow, that was really bad.
Let's see. Oh.
Oh no, I'm gonna lose. All right.
There you go.
Can I get a stun on... I want to stun Theomars. No! Why you getting no stun? Oh my god, and then you're gonna get immunity off? I thought my Zeros had more gauge. Alright, I lost. GG. Loser. Now the speed team's tricky, right? Because if I don't land any game, then it's over. I didn't crit against half his units either, so that was kind of cancer. But all right, now I'm gonna go. I did a mid-range team, kind of the first team. I did a speed team, and now I'm gonna go Bruiser. All right. So ChildishPlays don't counterpick me or anything.
No, I don't think you will. I kind of wanted to play with other different units, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Oh, I'm sitting here trying to pick a unit, and
so your Bruiser teams, I don't think you need too much healing. I think what's more important is that you get you make sure you have consistent defense break, so the match doesn't take 4 hours. Right. Too much healing with Bruisers just allow them to ban your DPS when you're running a slower team. So you just don't over rely on heals. Just you need to bring units that can kind of have some self healing, or they have some survivability. I'm going like so pay to win picks on Childish right now with this Bruiser team. First of all, I think Hua Dam is one of the scariest units in live PvP because and oftentimes it turns into a single target meta, which is where Hua Dam really shines. I also think Molly is really freaking scary too. Like Perna's really good in live PvP because it has that passive healing. Let's see.
Villagel just ruined everything.
All right.
Must be nice.
Must be nice to have a Villagel. But a lot of people use the Dark Running too. Oh no. Oh my god, it picked Tiana for me.
The best unit for you right there. Let's see.
I didn't want Tiana. I don't run Bruiser team myself personally because I think it's really boring. So that's why none of my Bruiser units were further up in the line, because it based on how many times you pick that unit is where it positions them. So I was trying to scroll and find a Bruiser unit, and then I got screwed there, but no big deal. All right, so he's running a speed team. I want to disable as much DPS as possible, I think, or at least ban his First of all, I'm just gonna ban Sierra because she's just a nightmare.
I'm still trying to figure.
Excited.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to figure out because it doesn't like no matter who I ban, you got something to counter. So that's what makes it really annoying. All right, I don't like immunity, so.
Oh damn.
Oh damn.
Damn. All right, I have so much tankiness right now; it's ridiculous. So I'm just gonna go with Quad Am leader. I could have used the 44% defense leaders, but I don't know. I'm more worried about DPS output right now at this point.
Right.
I don't think his one little baby back bitch there is gonna one shot me.
No, I don't think so either.
Look at her. She has an umbrella. She ain't doing shit.
Not too much I can do when I have no source of.
That's stun though.
Hey, clutch. I don't even know. Where's the violent proc?
You don't need it. You chill with those violent procs. All right, let's wake everybody up. Come on, Tiana, wake them up. Wake them up.
This is interesting.
Damn, your Bernard is.
Hey, yeah. I'm playing again.
Blazing speed. How many turns are you gonna get?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, one shot everybody. Come on, Ritesh. No. Ooh, crack up.
Violent. What? Oh my god.
She's not built for damage, so she doesn't hit very hard. But oh come on, stun. Let's get the stuns.
Yeah. Just one. One's all you need in this row. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. Your Tiana's going. Get another violent proc. Oh!
Damn!
There you go. Here comes Charlotte.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. I'm so exposed.
The stuns are real.
Oh my god. What is your stun rate? What's your stun rate?
What is your stun rate? Are you kidding me, man?
Less than sufficient, apparently.
This fight maybe, but oh, watch it. All four. Stun again. Do it. Oh, nope. That's it. GG. I had a chance. It was there.
Oh my god.
Here's the funny thing. What's the point of reviving this guy if you're gonna just res him again? What's the point? Do we do it? Is that smart?
What's that?
No, I'm talking to myself because it's like now you can res him and bring him up to life, but
there's actually not much advantage to bringing him to life because I don't think he has enough HP to heal.
Right. Come on, Orion. This is where you got to get stupid.
Oh my god! What are these procs?
There it is.
I think you getting the stuns off for Tesh was pretty backbreaking. It's pretty rough.
Oh my goodness gracious.
The worst part is I get that health debuff too.
Whoops! I hit the wrong unit. That's okay though. Oh, let's get some turns.
Oh my god!
Sleep him one time. Oh no! Whoops! Oh, that works too.
Too slow.
What just happened?
Too slow.
There it is.
1 and 2 or 2 and 0.
There you
2
go.
And 1. He is the king of live PvP.
Obviously.
The king of live PvP.
You rejected my invitation. That means I am the greatest. Last one, and then we'll call the video. Was that all 3 teams, or was there one that you else wanted to show?
Yeah, that was all 3. Let's just go YOLO this time.
Okay, straight YOLO, real quick.
I'm not gonna force pick my what?
All right.
Am I not connected? Failed to enter the channel. Oh, there it is. Very good.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oops.
All right.
There we go. Let's see. I guess we got to listen to Scat's rules and take Orion first pick.
Orion your first pick.
First pick. Which is kind of silly to me. It makes no sense for me to pick Orion because it's built for Guild Wars. It's not on Swift. So regardless of if I bring Orion or not, all it's doing is taking away your, counter picking you. It's not gonna help me. No, you'll still get the first turn. Uh-oh.
I mean, it really helped you last game when you got a million stuns off.
You know what? You are correct.
I mean, remember, Ritesh took one turn. That was it. It was like done and done. Go to sleep, Ritesh.
Yeah. The that, what is it called? That better not be that 283 Vertihill that you done put in that thing a while back. I remember that, like Swift crazy 290 speed Vertihill. Tanky is all heck.
What was I gonna do? I forgot what this team build is. All right, so I'm just gonna go her. You gotta save your rarest units for last picks. I just threw mine in because I forgot what other unit I used with this comp.
Yeah.
Oh, I
know.
Yeah,
as you can see, I really don't know what I'm trying to do here.
Oh, damn.
Watch it now. Bringing something new to the table. We don't discriminate up in here. Luna's in this mix. What's up?
Luna is in this mix.
We do not discriminate, people.
Not the Luna.
There you go. Silly Wadam. Wadam does it again.
Okay, I'm not letting this OG get through. Fuck this OG. After last game, that was cancer. All right, so you're going to win the speed war.
Yeah.
Yep, I am. Oh, God, can you cleave me? That's going to be the question. Can I get cleaved?
I don't know. I mean, I have to. I essentially have to get lucky and take the will off of Hodam to get lucky with it. So I don't know. I highly doubt it, considering all the stuff you got on there. There you go.
Why are you stopping Sylvia though?
I have no idea.
She's just trying to be cool. She's trying to be an LD now 5. She's trying to do some stuff.
How tanky is that? Oh my God! I did not crit. Wow.
When you don't crit.
Wow. Is that how it feels like? Holy cow. Uh-oh.
That's how it felt when I used my Zeros. I was like, damn, okay.
You better look closely now. You better not violent proc there. Look at that Theo. You're gonna lose that Theo. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me.
You're getting like 3 turns to my. Your team is really fast.
I think the smart thing here is to don't hit Theo, because Perna. Oh no, Perna's heal will get him. Oh man.
All right, I need to land a stun here to catch some game back up. Bernard, that's not even the one I wanted to stun.
Oh, bye Sierra. Bye Sierra. Bye Sierra.
No, I can't one-shot her with no defense break.
See, I can't hit Theo now because Theo's not gonna do. I'm gonna. I think if I get Orion. Uh-oh.
That violent proc though.
Yep.
Oh my God.
You know it. You know it.
What is this?
Keep it going.
I took Wadam with me?
That makes perfect sense, obviously.
Oh my God, I took Wadam with me? What the heck, Sylvia? You fail me. You stupid Nat 5.
Okay, this is it. This doesn't make sense. But if I do the crushing hit, it might be a little.
I'll be so pissed if you kill him.
If it's enough DPS not to.
I'll be so pissed. You better not kill him.
Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. Yeah!
Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. Yeah!
It was perfect. Oh.
Oh my God, that was tragic.
Clutch.
Oh my God, are you serious?
That's how we roll.
Are you serious?
That's how we roll.
Oh my god.
I cannot be defeated.
Oh my god. And then because you killed Perna and the Sylvia at the same time, my Huadam didn't get to heal the Sylvia. It prioritized the heal on the Perna. Oh my god, this is bullshit.
This is great.
Those
This
Sierra-
is
Sierra
obviously RNG was in my favor, so we know that you are the king. But
that was
it's
unbelievable.
it's what gets the audience all fired up when they see that they have a chance. They have a chance. Anything can happen. I think that's a great way to end it off there. Anything can happen.
Can you show my screen for 1 second? So thank you everybody for watching. I'm sure Childish can do a formal closeout. Now, obviously, I upset the Come To Us gods because ChildishPlays just booty slapped me 3-1 in live PvP with some crazy ass stunts and violent procs, Kappa. So I have to provide a sacrifice to Come To Us so that I no longer have these disadvantages in live PvP.
Oh my god, you're not gonna do that. No, you're not.
So I have a NAV5 here, Mr. Triton.
God, you are so bad.
My
god.
All of you, I know you guys need dispellers and stuff, so you guys should be thanking me. I'm gonna throw him back to the ether. So one of you guys will summon a Triton, or maybe a Praha, or maybe a Juno, because I don't need his ass. And honestly, you know, when Come To Us, you know, when they just make it so you keep losing, you got to provide a sacrifice. You got to provide a sacrifice. So I'm gonna unsummon this Triton. Oh shit, I forgot the code. For all the viewers out there, and I hope everybody watching gets this Triton when they summon their scrolls.
I can't believe you did. I can't believe you. I don't even know why I say I can't believe you, because you've done it so many times, but I'm just like,
my Triton.
Everybody loved the video, and then they see this and they're like, oh, I can't watch. I can't do this again.
Fuck you, Triton. Fuck you, Violent Procs.
Oh
Fuck
my
you,
god.
Childish, and your fucking Sierra and Orion Violent Procs. Fuck you for letting my Ritesh stay asleep all these matches.
You're so bad.
Get out of here, Triton.
Oh my god. Well, all right, guys. I believe that is it for this episode of Educate and Dominate. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out Scat on his Twitch stream. That's twitch.tv/Scatfetis. That's going to be available to you guys on Saturday. He generally streams on Saturday for your viewing pleasure. It is a very, very funny stream. You definitely want to go ahead and check it out. Hundreds of people tune into that stream, so it's definitely worth your time.
7 p.m. Central is when I start, and I stream Guild Wars Rush, and I do live PvP in between, and I shout the entire stream, so don't blast your earphones.
Tons of shouting, tons of music, tons of fun. All right, my man. Hey, again, as always, Scott, thank you so much for coming on board for this episode. I appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks for having me. See you guys.
All right.
Get that Triton back.
Take care, guys. It's your boy Childish and Scatfetis for ChildishPlays checking out. We will see you in the next episode of Educate and Dominate. I'm out.